Hello from Doha, the in the state of Qatar. Quite far from you guys right now, but this is the amazing and magical things that these tools, the social media, this in this case, this platform, give us to have the chance to be more better and well connected than before. So thank you very much for that introduction, Carmen Beatriz. As you mentioned, we are very good friends. 10 years we haven't spoken, but it's amazing to have the chance to meet you here and to see that you are keeping working with all these amazing students and with all these great courses that you are giving to them, speaking about international relations and of course your specialty that is all related with the digital world. So I'm also glad, I don't know if my friend Youssef is over there.
Yeah, saluda, Joseph.
So, salamu alaikum, Yusuf. Very nice to see you, and thank you very much for bringing me here because it's for you that I'm here today. So, let's start with the topic. I'm very glad to have the chance to speak about something that really passionate me, that is diplomacy. Uh, well, this is the normal and very simple concept of diplomacy. We can understand diplomacy as the profession, activity, or skill of managing international relations, typically by a country's representative abroad. But speaking about digital diplomacy, we can say that is this the implementation of traditional diplomacy adhering to the standards of rules of conventional foreign policy, though this time using unconventional technological platforms to take advantage of its immediacy and scope. And this is something that I really want to highlight because I want to be clear, digital diplomacy is not a different way to do diplomacy. Digital diplomacy is a powerful tool between different tools we have as a diplomat, and I will even say as a normal person. I always want to think that all of us, we are somehow ambassadors of our different countries. The ambassador official title is one thing, but all we always are representing our countries, our nations abroad in every place we are. So digital diplomacy is only a tool, but it's a really powerful one to promote either our country or to promote the things we are learning from the country we are working in. For me, this is from the Oreste humble opinion. I would say that for me, these are the pillars of the digital diplomacy. Number one is connection. Give us the chance to be connected as we are connecting right now, the immediacy of the different things that we want to share, and also the opportunity to exchange most of the times, of course, information, but also to have a faster response to anything that we want to exchange. Give us the chance to understanding, and further I will explain this pillar quite better. And the immediacy we already spoke about, of course, the scope, because before, just mentioning as an example, the old-fashioned diplomacy, let's say, were just between in two countries or multilateral organizations. And it was always keeping in the conversations of the countries or of the organizations. And then you need to wait until this information comes to the news. And then after, I don't know, maybe 2 days, 1 week, 1 month, who knows, you will know what were the conversations about. But now you can go big and you can speak something, you can share something in Instagram, in Twitter, in even Snapchat, and people will read you and will know what you are doing immediately. And my favorite pillars, I would say, is the peace and harmony, because this is a way where if you use the digital diplomacy to do good, this is the way that you can be ensured that you will keep your people and the people you are sharing with the peace and the harmony. And it's something that if you use in a good way, really you can get a big benefits. Sadly, in the same way, you can get negative reactions. Like, for mention some examples, we can just speaking about this year, the 2020. Maybe I don't think the 2020 will be the favorite year for anyone, maybe. But speaking about this year, in January, I remember that something happened in Iraq when uh, army of one country killed the general of another country, and that was everywhere through the social media and of course the news. But something that I want to highlight in this conversation is that it wasn't positive what was happening, because number one of the leaders of the country that were involved in this situation, I will say maybe he doesn't have the best skills to communicate things in the positive way. Maybe you can be agree with me, or maybe you can be disagree. The other uh, part of this figure, they weren't reacting also in the best way. In my case, speaking in my completely side, I would say that in a moment in January, and that happened just few days before my birthday, so I was really, thinking that I wasn't sure if I will had the chance to celebrate or not, if I will have even the chance to reach my 38 years old. But in that moment, I was thinking that it could even happen a world war or something, right? So in the same scenario, now we are following very close the elections of a very important nation that it will happen in some days further. Same way, I remember, and this is a story that I could also share with you. I remember in 2011 in May, when Osama bin Laden was killed, I realized that news through my cell phone. It was in Twitter, and I remember I ran to the television in CNN, to double check if that was true. Now I think it's the opposite. If we found something, if we find something in the television, maybe we will run to Twitter to double check if this is true or not. Maybe we will run to another platform just to double check if this is true or not. And this is the powerful that I'm speaking about, that the digital diplomacy have. I will bring three examples very recently happened. Number one, I don't know, maybe if all of you saw in the last year UN General Assembly how the millennial president, he's called President of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, he was in the podium of the UN General Assembly, and he took his phone and he took a selfie with the president of the UN General Assembly that day. Please, when we will have the chance in some minutes, I will really appreciate if you can exchange with me if any of you guys had the chance to saw what happened in that moment. And the other thing I want to share with you is that just yesterday I was participating in a webinar that was organized by the Supreme Committee for Delivering and Legacy, that is the institution that is responsible to organize the 2022 World Cup that will be celebrating here in Qatar. So in the one of the amazing things that I want to share with you about this experience that I just have yesterday, it is that on the meeting, on the webinar, were participating people from different countries connected as we are connected right now. There was the vice president of El Salvador, there was the Ministry of Tourism and Sports from Argentina, there was a representative from the presidential office of the government of Somalia, and there was the Secretary General of the 2022 Supreme Committee here in Qatar, and several very important people from all over the world connected in the same moment, just speaking about sports diplomacy. That is something also very relevant in these days. So this is how, and this is why I think this is the most important moment that we are living about this topic. For example, and this is my last example about this, just few days ago, just few weeks ago, it took place the UN General Assembly 2020. With the difference that this year, all the different leaders from the world, they were or sending videos with the speeches that we are used to see in the UN Assembly, or they were doing live all the different speeches. This is something that, number one, you are completely sure that all the different leaders will participate, and you also know that the different governments are somehow saving money, saving time, having the chance to be committed with all the different ministries that need to participate with the president in the moment that you are having this kind of speech in the UN. And also you can even have bilateral meetings through the different platforms that you can have to use in this kind of situation. I think that most of you guys maybe heard before the concept or the title citizen of the world. This is something that is very millennial to use, but I will say that we are all digital citizens of the world, because we don't need passport to speak with someone that is in a different country that the country we are currently. We don't need to pass any custom or any immigration office to have the chance to be like I am now somehow in Spain speaking with you. And I know that some students are also watching this conference from even other countries. And this is something really amazing to say. Now, in my experience, I truly believe, I'm completely convinced that when you are in another country, being ambassador or not, being resident or not, you need, number one, to work understanding the national context you are working in or you are visiting or whatever. This is very important, because this is the only way you will have the chance to really know the culture of the country and the thoughts of the people you are talking with or working with. In this image I'm sharing with you, Youssef know also, this is the Souk Waqif. Souk Waqif means in Arabic the market, the Waqif, the market, and this is one of my favorite places in Qatar. I don't know if any of you guys have the chance to try the shisha or hookah or nargile. It's called in different places. Here in Qatar, we call it shisha. And a small story I want to share with you is that when I came to Qatar for the first time, I remember that when I saw the menu, I read shisha, grape shisha, apple shisha. So for me, in Panama, we call chicha the fresh juice. This is how we call the fresh juice in my country. So I thought like, well, we have something similar with the Arabic. We call the same way the fresh juice. So I was ordering a shisha, waiting for my fresh juice to come. So when they brought me this, I was completely surprised that because we call this in Panama narguile. So as I was completely ashamed in the moment, I didn't want to reject what they brought me, I just start smoking. And I, I want just to mention that this is not any kind of marketing to promote the smoking, okay? But this is my story, and I would say that I even like it after I try it, and it's something very cultural. And from it, I start doing something. I start because it was something funny to share with my people back in my country and in my region. So I start writing about all the experiences I was having in Qatar. So when I realized I had already maybe 10 different articles wrote it, and I started sharing these articles with different newspapers, and happened that my articles start being published in different newspapers from different countries. But for me, the most important one was, of course, in my country, in Panama. So that was the way how I keep being connecting with my family, with my friends, and with my colleagues. Because not everything is just in the professional way, you know, speaking about commerce, speaking about politics, speaking about cooperation in the strict normal diplomacy way. So I use the digital diplomacy to share through Instagram, to share with the articles that I was sharing also digitally in the different newspapers, with Twitter. So this is how I was also showing my people that some of the things that we usually think about the Arab world are not as we imagine. They are the kindest people in the world, and they are always open mind and with the open arms, waiting to receive you and to treat you as the guest you are. I I would say that one of my dreams is to have the chance to learn Arabic, and this is not something that I can say that I learned already. But what I was trying to do in the National Day of Panama in 2018 was to provide them with, I mean, to start my speech, giving them something to show them my respect, number one, and how I love their language. Something that I realize is that for all national days, most of the times the person who or the embassy who is organizing, they used to wear the national dress of their countries. But this time, what we did is to invite everyone to come to the National Day of Panama wearing their national day. It was the way how we promote this exchange of culture, and this is the way how we bring the cultures together. This is something that we need to promote if we want to be really citizen of the world. This is what we need to promote if we really want to act as a brothers, as a sister nations. And this was my humble way to try to cooperate somehow in this way. After that, when I realized I was having already so many beautiful experience that I decided to do something else, not only to work as an ambassador, but also to try to promote in the academic way something that could help others to understand better what were my experience during my duties as ambassador. And because of that, and that's why at the end I decided to write the book Letras en el Muro, that means letters on the wall, and that is a compilation of 66 of my articles. All of those were publishing in different newspapers, and then that was launched. That book was launched in 2019, last year in August in Panama, and at the same time I was written something specifically about Qatar. And this is the book we launched on January 2020, this year. And the name of the book is Warriors in Times of Sacrifice. And this book tried to, is what the book tried is to share my experience from here, from Qatar, the amazing things I learned from this country, the history, the tradition, the culture, the vision, the pillars that they have for the 2020, the organization of the World Cup 2022, that will be the first World Cup that will be hosted in Arab country. And this book, I think we can even do a conference about this book, because have some things that makes me feel really honored. For example, we have the foreword by Dr. Mehram Kamrava, who is the director of international relations department of Georgetown University. We have the paint of Olga Sinclair, who is the most well-known painter from my country, from Panama, and very well recognized internationally. And then something very special, that is the title of the book, Warriors in Times of Sacrifice, is a part of the national anthem of Qatar. In the choir, in the chorus of the anthem, they said, "We are doves in times of peace, and we are warriors in times of sacrifice." And this is my way to describe what, for me, is the culture, the resilience of the Qatari people. And this is my way also to give them something back after all the kindness me and my wife have been receiving. Me and my wife. Because in 2019, I married the love of my life, Maria Fernanda. We got married here in Qatar, and I remember that it was something amazing, because from here, from the government, from the Ministry of Culture and Sport, from His Highness himself, we received this beautiful gift to have the chance to celebrate our wedding, wearing the traditional clothes from Qatar, and also having a beautiful wedding in the Qatari traditional way. So we were there with friends. Most of around 40 ambassadors were participating with us, as and also this event became viral. It was everywhere, not only in Qatar, but also in different countries very close to Qatar, as Bahrain, UAE, and other countries, even in my country, and other organizations like UNESCO. I remember the ambassador of Panama in UNESCO told me, like, "You just got married." I said, "How you know that?" And he told me, "Because the ambassador of Qatar is showing me your videos here." And it was something really, really beautiful. First of all, because as I said, I was getting married with the love of my life. And second of all, because we received so much love from all our friends here, and from all the people that were celebrating with us this moment from our life. The future successful governments are going to be those not with the largest armies, but those with the most connections. And this is something that Anne-Marie Slaughter said in the article, Power in the Networked Century. I think is a very important phrase to mention. These two lines are something that are very powerful thoughts, because I also agree with this idea. For the last, I will tell you, and I will really suggest you that always anything you will say it speaking from your heart. If as Rami is a very well-known author from this region, he said, if words come from the heart, they will enter the heart. If they come from the tongue, they will not pass beyond the ears. I became ambassador, I will say, as I mentioned in the book, by coincidence. It wasn't planned that I will become ambassador, but life knows and God knows how and why he decided to do the things this way. There is a word, Arabic word, uh, that is maktub, that means everything is written by God. So I became ambassador in that coincidental way, and it was one of the most privileged uh, opportunities I have in my life. And also I have the lucky to be an ambassador in this amazing country in Qatar. And some people were mentioned before that, oh, he is so young, because happened that I was the youngest ambassador of the history of Qatar. And some people were saying he's so young, he doesn't know anything, he don't know how to, he has no experience being ambassador before. So happens that now, alhamdulillah, how they said here in Qatar, that means thanks God, uh, I can say that my best treasure I got from my experience is to be known and to have lots of friends from this country, and to have the amazing opportunity to speak with students as you guys, and to try humbly to share with you my humble experience. Never allow someone to tell you that you can't, unless if that person is yourself. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oreste. It was a great conference. Now we are having it's your turn to ask, Oreste. Oreste was also a student as you are now. So
And Carmen Beatriz was my professor, one of the best one, I would say.
so
He's a very young professor, by the way.
that you could be giving this speech in 10 years to our students here. Okay. So, okay, who want to start? Yusef?
Hello, Mr. Ambassador.
Hello, Yusef. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Happy to see you.
Me too. It's really a great honor to have you here, with us and share your experience in Qatar. I mean, I mentioned your example on the homework that we had for class. It came to me out of nowhere, because I read the text and I was looking at public digital diplomacy and public diplomacy. So I said, well, that's what the ambassador of Panama did in Qatar when he got married. I mean, I was at home, I was sitting, and all of a sudden I see, I don't know if you know Abdullah Ghafri.
Yeah, of course. QQQ.
Yeah, QQQ. So he posted, he was posting on Snapchat, oh, the wedding of the ambassador of Panama, and I saw you and your spouse. You were wearing the Qatari, traditional clothes. So for me, that made me go look up your Instagram and then go, read a little bit more about Panama. And it was, I had the effect, of digital diplomacy after what I saw on Snapchat. So this is what put me, made me put the example on the essay.
Thank you so much, Yusef, because of you, I'm here today, having this amazing privilege to talk with all of you. I hope we are friends in Instagram. I hope you don't only check my Instagram and didn't even ask me for a friend.
Yeah, no, 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 no. I think I texted you something on Instagram on your wedding day, saying congratulations, but in Spanish.
Oh, that's amazing. You remember how you said congratulations in Spanish, by the way?
Enhorabuena, right?
Muy bien, muy bien. It's like Mabruk in Arabic. It's amazing.
That's right. That's right.
Ah, Yusef, thank you so much. It really makes for me a great privilege to know that someone as you remember that moment and share it. And for me, really, it's a great opportunity, as I said, to be here. My wife also sent you regards and thank you for remember our wedding. One of the of course one of the most important moments in our life.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you, Yusef.
Okay, who else?
Hi, I am Ricardo Lowenthal. I'm from Guatemala, so pretty close.
Hello, I love Guatemala. La Antigua is one of my favorite cities in the world. And I was just sharing with my people here that the Zacapa XO is the best thing I ever tried.
That's right. It's pretty
We will not say what is this, but people could be curious and maybe try.
really good. It's really good. But well, then to a question. Of course, this COVID pandemic has really advanced the what was the online diplomacy. Uh, so could we expect in the post-COVID era to have an online General Assembly meeting instead of the usual where all the representatives go to the same place and have the meeting? Could we expect to have something like that without the COVID pandemic?
I really hope so. I really hope so, and I will tell you why. As I mentioned when I was speaking before, I think this is a good opportunity. First of all, for the different nations to save some money because as you could imagine, you need a big budget to move because to the UN assembly because it's not only the president that moves there when he needs to go to participate. He comes with ministers, he comes with security, he comes with different staff from different organizations and institutions that also participate. I mean, uh, nothing could replace the hand-to-hand touch. Nothing could replace the warmth of a hug, of a real hug. But we are also living times that when we have these platforms that could make or help our countries to save money, maybe the countries that have better budgets than others could come and could participate physically, but some countries that couldn't allow themselves to make these expenses, maybe they could participate in this way. And with that opportunity also, you as a leader will be in your country. Sometimes for the current situation that some countries have, they need their leader to be in the country. So this is also a way where you save time and where you keep your position as a leader with your people in your country. So responding your question, I really hope that we can get used to this way uh, to do the UN General Assembly because is the I think is the best way to do it using these tools we have, and it's a way to save lot of things, and most of the importance maybe is the time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Who else? So, Orestes, in your opinion, which of the different platforms that helps the normal activity of digital diplomacy is the most useful?
Wow, this is a really good question, Professor. In my way to see, I think now the one who is in terms of exchange of information more practical is the Twitter. But I think we human beings, we are more graphics. We really connect with the emotions. And I think the best way to get connected with emotions is through Instagram right now. For me, because maybe I don't understand technology as your students and other young people. I think I'm not in that level or still, but for me, the Facebook is just getting old fashioned. And I think now the Instagram could be maybe the platform to share emotions and to get engagement with the people that are following you and the people that want to look for something. In fact, different news channels and different institutions, they are starting to participate a lot and to exchange a lot of information in Instagram before to share anything in Twitter, because in Twitter you have 140 characters. I think maybe now is more, but the thing is that the shortness of the space of information you can share doesn't allow you to share as much you can with Instagram, with the stories, with the videos, now with the IGTV, and all these kind of things. And now with the new platforms, we can mention Zoom, for example, with the webinars. The YouTube is also something I'm using a lot if I want to learn about something. Yesterday, getting prepared for this presentation, I was looking what people are saying about digital diplomacy, just to be sure that I will not say something crazy here, for example.
Okay, thank you, Oreste.
Thank you, Carmen Beatriz.
Any comments? Huh? Alex? Huh? Okay, thank you very much, Oreste. We really enjoyed your presentation.
You're welcome. I will say something that in the current times is also quite difficult to know if people really enjoy or not the presentation with the mask. And maybe it's quite difficult also to know if someone really wants to do a question, because sometimes with the facial expression if someone wants to, but maybe is not brave enough to raise the hand. But with the mask, it should be very, very difficult, right?
Yes, that's true. We need clear masks. Yeah.
My dear friends, I really want again to say thank you, Carmen Beatriz, for this invitation. Thank you, Yusef, for sharing my story and for having me here. And thank you to all of you for hearing me. And I hope that with this humble participation, I can have the opportunity to share with you a little bit. And I also hope that it's worth it. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you.
Chao, Gracias.